No. And she was really cagey about the details and what was going on with her family. Like, her family was trying too hard to be nice, and her brother was weird. Dude, this sounds just like, and like I said, the brother was a weirdo, and then the staff was on some old other stuff. Hello, Governor. This is Rick ISD, new from the Ville. Welcome back. And I'm here to talk to you about that bittersweet yet vital art of being present. You know the moments, the ones so perfect, so filled with love and joy. The little voice in the back of your head whispers, savor this, remember this, because it won't last forever. Now, I'm talking about the courage that it takes to live in the moment, to fully enjoy the now, but also have the profound awareness that everything you know is about to change. It's a delicate balance, right? How do you hold on to a beautiful memory while also accepting the inevitability of change and loss? I'm taking a media therapy deep dive into Doctor Who, Season 11, Episode 6, Demons of the Punjab. It's set on the eve of partition in India in 1947. This episode places us in a world filled with love, family, and celebration. But it is just before a monumental, world-altering tragedy based in Prejudice. I'll explore how the characters grapple with the beauty of their present while knowing that a storm is coming, and what this teaches us about the resilience, peace, and strength we can find in a single precious moment. Get ready to embrace impermanence, practice gratitude for the now, and discover how to truly live every moment, no matter what changes are on the horizon. Let me tell you a little story. All right, so this is the story of Chris Washington, and he's involved with this Caucasian lady named Rose Armitage. And he goes to meet her peoples at this mansion in the woods. This sounds familiar. And her family was coming off nice, but kind of creepy, for real. What? No. And she was really cagey about the details and what was going on with her family. Like, her family was trying too hard to be nice, and her brother was weird. Dude, this sounds just like, and like I said, the brother was a weirdo, and then the staff was on some old other stuff. Dude, wait. But then her family did this secret auction, and I don't know what they was auctioning. It seemed like people. Hell, it seemed like Chris. And then the mama did this thing with a teacup. This is the whole plot of Get Out by Jordan Peele. Well, I like the story. And and it kind of fits today's You Are Something Else. Let's get into it. Hello, Governor. This is Rick ISD, new from the Ville. And we're here to talk about Doctor Who, Season 11, Episode 6, Demons of the Punjab. You see little buddy try to come and mess up what we got going on? Listen, stay in your lane, little dude. I got this. Anyway, if you've been rocking with me for a while, then you know I'm not going to try to do a long recap. We're going to keep it moving, give you the intro, give you the welcome, give you a little story, give you my quotes, and then my thoughts, and we out of here. Empty way. Let me be the first to say, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. Just hit the button right there in the corner. But what I also need you to do is I need you to share this as much as possible. I need you to hit the like button and then give me some comments. Tell me, what did you think of this particular story? And then what did you think of the points that I'm going to make? Now, you know that I love my quotes, and I only have one today. And that one is from Stevie Wonder. Yes, that Stevie Wonder. And he says, "What I'm not confused about is the world needing much more love, no hate, no prejudice, no bigotry, and more peace, love, unity, and understanding. Period." I'm going to call this Media Therapy Deep Dive, Live the Moment. Unlike other episodes, and I know that a lot of people feel some kind of way about the 13th Doctor, my suspicion, and I could be wrong, is that the Doctor being a woman has rubbed some people wrong. Now, they will hide behind it's the storytelling, which is not the greatest. It's not RTD, and it's definitely not Moffat. But it's not terrible. It's the Doctor. But it definitely has a different tone. But so far in season 11, this particular story is the best story this season so far. This is an outstanding watch. And it deals with life, love, loss, and prejudice. And where Rosa was a great story, but a little convoluted and heavy-handed, this takes an historical event and crafts a story around it that makes so much sense, and it's a really, really great watch. This episode is a masterful and actually heart-wrenching episode that explores how life and love in their purest forms can thrive beautifully in the shadow of prejudice, only to then be systematically and tragically destroyed by it. This episode reveals a critical truth. Prejudice is not merely an abstract belief. It is a palpable force that actively extinguishes hope, connection, and life itself. And the greatest tragedies often unfold in the final moments before it triumphs. What would you do if you had a time machine? Where would you go? So Yaz is sitting around talking to her grandmother, and her grandmother presents her with a broken watch. And her grandmother, I want to say, tells her that that belonged to her husband, the love of her life. So Yaz is like, Gran doesn't go on much. She doesn't talk about him much. She doesn't talk about this watch. And Yaz really wants to know the story behind the watch. So she asked the doctor, "Hey, can we go back in time and, check it out?" Now, you've heard the other stories before about the paradox, and you really can't cross streams and go back into your own history, especially because if Yaz goes back into her own history, into her grandmother's history, and does something that causes her grandmother and grandfather not to get together, she could essentially do something that causes herself not to be born. So, it's messy when you go start messing with your own timeline. So they go back to 1947 India, and Yaz meets this guy on the road. Well, Yaz, the doctor, Graham, Ryan, meet this guy on the road. He's in a horse-drawn, mule-drawn wagon, and they're standing on the side of the road, and he's like, "Hey, I'll give you a ride." And the guy's name is Prem. They see a holy man or whatever, and he says something to them, and they continue on. And Yaz finally sees her grandmother when her grandmother was young. Her name was Umbreen. And they get there the day before Umbreen's wedding. And Yaz is looking around. She's like, "I don't see my granddad." Come to find out, the man that Umbreen is marrying is Prem. And Yaz is so confused because she's like, hashtag not my granddaddy. The thing that we really don't understand in the moment is that the romance between Umbreen and Prem is genuine. and it's beautiful. It's a love that courageously transcends the social and religious boundaries of time. And I'll get into that in just a second. You can see the vibrant joy in their wedding preparations, which is a testament to the life and connection blooming in the face of societal divides. What we come to understand is that Prem has returned home from war, but he was a changed man. When he came home, he saw some things at war that changed him. And yet the one thing that didn't change was his love for Umbreen. But while he was gone, Umbreen and her family were taking care of Manish, who is Prem's younger brother. Now, when Prem went away to war, he also went away with his older brother. But his older brother was killed on the battlefield. During this time that Prem's been gone, Manish has changed. The British, who have a very strong hold over India is one of their colonies at the time, have come to an agreement to separate India. And in 1947, they did what was called the Day of Partition. And they made an actual partition in the country to give the country of Pakistan its own space. However, the two countries split on religious grounds as well, with one side being the Hindu side and the other side being the Muslim side. Now, Prem and Manish and his family, they were Hindu. Umbreen and her family, they happened to be Muslim. While Prem was going to war, Manish had become radicalized. And even though Umbreen was the same little girl he had seen all of his life, his family and her family lived next door to each other. When the war started and Manish started hanging out with different people and he didn't have his two big brothers there to guide him anymore, he became very easily led. And he began to hate the people who had cared for him, looked after him, befriended him his entire life. And he was radicalized to the point that an imaginary line that said, this side of the line is India, this side of the line is Pakistan, drove him to violence. Now, this episode is called Demons of the Punjab. And there are some aliens, the Thagerians. And the doctor is highly suspicious because these aliens look like killers. And everywhere they go, people are dying. So the doctor's like, we got to stop them. But what the doctor later comes to find out is the Thagerians aren't the dangerous killers. They used to be. Back in the day, they used to be the most deadly assassins, some of the most deadly assassins in the universe. But they changed, which seems impossible. Most people are like, you don't change. People don't change unless they're forced to. The Thagerians did. Instead of shepherding death, they witnessed death. And where dead people were, dead things were, they made sure that these people had a proper homegoing. They saved their souls. At first, it looks very Shang Tsung-ish. It does. But they were just witnesses. Which is strange that you call them the demons because of the way that they look. But that's a whole double entendre in itself. Because of the way that they look, they're called the demons. And they're around death. And the thought is never even there that they could be angels or they could be the witnesses of death. We think that they're the aggressors and they're ones causing the deaths. The funny thing is, the entire time, who we think are the demons are not the demons. The demons are man-made. prejudice that man holds in his heart for things that are different than he. There's a lot of that still going on in the world today. Probably no more so than anywhere than America. We have so many problems here. And we let so many things divide us, yet have the nerve to say we're a great nation. You know, and the people that say we're a great nation haven't been to any other nation, so they don't know what they're talking about. I have traveled all over the world, and I've been to some truly great places. And not just because of the wonders and the sights of those places, because believe me, America has wonders and sights too. But the people are different. Now, does that mean that hate doesn't live in any other part of the world? It absolutely does. Does prejudice live in any part of the world? Yes, it does. Does racial, class issues, any of the sort of, chauvinistic issues live in other parts of the world? Yes, absolutely. But I don't live in those other parts of the world, so I can't talk about what they don't do. And I don't even talk about this nation is better than ours because they do this. I live here in America. This is the America I got. That doesn't mean I have to be okay with how things are. I'm not. But most people refuse to have a conversation about it. And the sad thing is, as bad as it's getting, we're almost past the point of conversing. Something has to change. I don't have time. I don't have the bandwidth to hate on people. And if you get some negative vibes from me, that's because you've actually done something to me. I don't hate on you because you're different. Because you're tall, because you're small, because you're fat, because you're skinny, because you're black, because you're Asian, because you're Native American, because you're brown, because you're white. Who has time for that shit? My life is difficult as it is. I gotta make do with what I got. And it's amazing the people that go out of their way to stop other people from getting what they can get. Me getting $1 million does not stop you from getting $1 million. I'm not taking your $1 million. The problem is you being jealous of my $1 million. And just for the record, I don't have $1 million. Hell, I don't got 100. So you can join my Patreon though and help contribute to that fund. I won't mind it at all. By focusing on the precious final moments of love and life before the political upheaval systematically tears them apart, the episode serves as a powerful reminder that prejudice is not an opinion, but a force of destruction that has a physical and emotional cost for all that are caught in its path. Life, love, joy, they're all fragile. And the sad thing about prejudice is it's not something that you're born with. It's something that you're taught. We have to learn how to fight it together, or in the end, we all lose. This is Rakai Steed, new from the Ville. Make sure that you share this as much as possible. Leave me a comment. Let me know about what you thought about what I said, what you thought about this new format, what you thought about this particular episode. Hit the like button. And for all means, if you haven't subscribed yet, it's not too late. Hit the subscribe button, watch the videos, maybe something will resonate with you. At the end of the day, it's about this. But it's even more important to be about this.